The film The Last Showgirl, directed by Coppola, promised to be an event, combining the iconic image of Pamela Anderson, her introspection on her past, and a dramatic narrative inspired by the wrestler. It seemed poised to create something significant. However, expectations often clash with reality, and The Last Showgirl is a prime example of ambition outweighing execution. The story revolves around Shelley, Pamela Anderson, the star of the razzle-dazzle show, whose career is nearing its end. As her performances lose their appeal and the show closes, she is forced to re-evaluate her place in the world. Shelley is not just a performer. She's a woman grappling with aging, self-acceptance, and the loss of fame. While the film promises a deep exploration of these themes, its short runtime, just 85 minutes, leaves many elements underdeveloped. Shelley's relationship with her daughter, Billie Lourd, is one such example of an intriguing conflict that feels rushed and superficial. Their attempts at reconnection could have been the emotional core of the story, but their interactions lack depth and fail to evoke the necessary emotional resonance. In her role, Pamela Anderson feels more like herself than Shelley. Her character's journey mirrors her real-life experience as a former star facing public oblivion. Despite her sincerity, Anderson's performance lacks the nuance needed to make her character truly compelling. Meanwhile, Jamie Lee Curtis as Annette, Shelley's eccentric and vibrant friend, lights up the screen. Her portrayal is a burst of energy, with a standout scene dancing to Total Eclipse of the Heart, where Curtis clearly relishes the role. Supporting actors like Dave Bautista and Brenda Song deliver solid performances, but their characters remain secondary to Shelley's narrative. Bautista, in particular, shows surprising restraint and depth, which could have shown brighter with a more developed script. The film's strongest element is its visual style. Cinematographer Autumn Durald Arkapaw captures Las Vegas's atmosphere with precision. A city that never ages, set against a protagonist confronting the inevitability of growing older. The camera lingers on empty streets, mirrored lights, and neon reflections, creating an effective sense of detachment. However, the artistic vision sometimes backfires. Early scenes with blurred focus feel more like an accidental aesthetic than a deliberate choice, detracting from the overall artistic intent. The central theme of aging, self-worth, and change promise to drive the plot. But instead, the film delivers episodic musings that fail to coalesce into a cohesive narrative. It touches on significant issues: how one copes with losing their former identity, how society views aging, particularly in industries that value youth and appearance above all, and where the line lies between art and exploitation. Unfortunately, these themes remain in the background, briefly hinted at through dialogue or visuals. For example, the debates between characters about what constitutes art versus cheap entertainment could have been pivotal in developing the story's core. These discussions could have delved into the characters' psyches, revealing how their views were shaped by personal and professional pressures. Instead, these moments feel truncated or overly simplistic, leaving the audience wanting more. The film often veers towards sentimentality, which undermines character development rather than enriching it. Scenes of Shelley dancing through Las Vegas streets are intended as symbolic gestures of her search for joy and freedom. Yet these moments fail to advance her internal conflict, feeling more like filler than meaningful narrative beats. The film also misses opportunities to explore Shelley's realization of her place in an industry that has moved on from her. Her auditions for new shows offer a compelling setup to examine how she perceives herself amid evolving standards. However, these scenes only skim the surface of her pain, missing the chance to delve into her self-esteem or adaptation to new realities. The question of the boundary between art and exploitation, a central theme, is left largely unexamined. The entertainment industry is depicted as a space where youth is valued more than talent, reducing performers to mere cogs in a profit-driven machine. But this remains a backdrop rather than an active exploration. Instead of showing how Shelley navigates or struggles with these conditions, the film focuses on secondary plot lines and visually stunning but empty sequences. Ultimately, the film raises complex questions but stops short of exploring them deeply, leaving the audience unable to fully connect with the emotional and psychological depths of the story. Rather than becoming a profound tale of self-acceptance and finding purpose, it remains a standard melodrama. The inevitable comparison to Darren Aronofsky's The Wrestler is telling. Both films portray stars of yesteryear grappling with the twilight of their careers. Yet unlike Mickey Rourke's character, Anderson's Shelley feels less fully realized. Her journey elicits less empathy, and the ending, while logical, lacks a sense of closure. The Last Showgirl is a visually striking but uneven work. It avoids risks, shies away from deeply exploring its characters, and sticks to a linear narrative. Still, for those curious to see Pamela Anderson in a new light, the film offers intrigue. And for Jamie Lee Curtis fans, it's another chance to witness her magnetic presence. While The Last Showgirl may not make cinematic history, it sparks conversations about how we perceive aging, beauty, and the career arcs of women in the entertainment industry.